how do you see young men, do they seem developing emotionally aware and intelligent and building community, or do you see any types of deficits that need to be rendered and maybe picked up on a little bit more?
Yes, I mean, honestly, in our ministry, I've seen the struggle of trying to lead these kids into the straight and narrow. You know what I mean? Like, we've had kids that were just really quite a challenge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? On Sundays, and we've seen them change. We've seen them, kids that I never thought that we would get through. We got through to them so quick. You know what I mean? When they're getting baptized, and you had leaders crying because certain student got baptized today.
Yeah.
It's with God, man. That's the only chance we have. All we can do is plant that seed, right? And let God take the wheel from there, right? I have students that haven't come back. You know what I mean? But with consistency and passion, we can influence these kids. You know what I mean? Like, and I've seen the fruit of our labor. I've seen our ministry grow. I wholeheartedly believe that we can save as many as we can reach. I really do believe that, because it's not us. It's God. God. Through God, all things are possible. What does leadership mean to you? What's your definition of leadership, and how have you been working to be a better leader?
My thought of what it is now is that leadership is the self-sacrificing willingness to example God's will in your life for others to be able to know that they also should follow God's will. And you show that through your actions of following faithfully. It is the self-sacrifice, as well as at the same time the holding of a standard and the setting of boundaries onto those of whom you lead. I think that a man who does not set boundaries with those that he leads isn't leading. He is comforting, he's coaxing, enabling. He is essentially, he's falling into the nice guy trap.
And doing a disservice.
Absolutely. I think that being a leader it's so important to understand how to, yes, maybe give up certain comforts of yours and to be inconvenienced at a time and to sacrifice for that person. But you don't do that just for them to then go and to piss it all away, for lack of a better word. You do it because you're entrusting this person to grow in their own right, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and you're trusting them with this sacrifice that you make. And to not hold a person to that, like you said, I think it's a disservice to them. I think it stunts them. I think it prevents them from having to work through some of the demons that are within themselves.
Absolutely.
And it keeps them dependent on you being there all the time. Whereas when you hold someone to account and you call out what they're doing, you can do it in a loving way. You can do it in an empathetic way. You can do it, sometimes you do it in a very direct way where you just say, you've done this thing wrong. You need to change this. Yeah. And I think that when we do that with someone, they know that they can trust us to lead them both from a place of example, but also lead them from a place of true belief in them. Because by calling someone out, we're saying, I believe in your ability to handle this criticism, and I want you to be grown up through that. And I think some people can't necessarily understand that idea with boundaries depending on how they've grown up.
Yeah.
And so they may, some people will fall to the wayside and some people won't appreciate it. Some people will leave. But that is just really and truly, that is just the nature of leadership, is that some people are going to follow a good leader and it's going to grow them greatly. Some people are going to try their own thing out and they're going to do their thing for a while, just as most men do, until we get kicked in the teeth. And then we're forced to be like, okay, I want to follow the lead of, this wise man over here, or I want to follow the lead of my parents who've been advising me to do a certain thing, or I want to follow the lead of Jesus.
Or I want to follow the lead of the leader who's been there for me, through my adolescence. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Totally get it.
So I think that's what leadership is.